Moving on.
Speaking of hackers, let's get in to this infamous I keep saying Twitch. Have you noticed that?
Switch
A
hacker.
Switch hacker.
There's a
Good old
Switch
Switch
hacker afoot.
hacker.
Ladies and
So,
gentlemen.
Switch hacker Gary Bowser to spend the rest of his life paying Nintendo, dude.
Rest of his
That's
life.
absolutely mental.
That's insane.
So this is coming from Justin Carter at GameDeveloper.com. This is insane. Gary Bowser, who is part of a well-known group of Nintendo Switch hackers, has been released from prison. But even though he's been suspended for good behavior, released for good behavior, he's still on the hook to pay Nintendo back. To recap, Bowser was a salesman for the Team Executor Group. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Executor Group, which creates and sells devices that let users play illegal backups on their consoles, like the Switch or Nintendo 3DS. And in February 2022, he was sentenced to 40 months in prison. And during the 2021 sentencing, was ordered to pay $10 million to the Japanese console maker. Torrent Freak spotted a recent video interview Bowser did with Nick Moses, which he revealed he'll soon begin paying off that $10 million out of $14.5 overall in damages. What?
That's insane.
While in prison, he paid $175 of this off through work, but going forward, he'll have to start paying part of his monthly income to Nintendo. So for those of you that don't know, in the American prison system, which I think Gary's American, right?
I think so. I don't know.
Okay, in the American prison system, they get paid like 5 cents for like every hour or something like that of time. So $175 is kind of a lot of money, a lot of hours worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just go on. Bowser clarifies that the maximum they can take is between 25% and 30% of the monthly gross income. And he has up to until like 6 months before to start making payments. So he needs to start going and saving quick.
Yeah,
or
for real.
$10 million. I mean, yeah, he's never going to be able to pay that off unless he starts making more games for the console. Selling it.
It's something.
This isn't the first time. Let's try to mention this. This isn't the first time Nintendo's kind of cracked on. I mean, this isn't really a fan. This is a guy trying to make money off of the console, so it's not the same. But in a way, there's content creators on YouTube right now that are like getting shut down by Nintendo, issuing strikes to basically force them to take all their content down. And it's kind of wild to think that like Nintendo's not okay with YouTube content creators. They're not okay with like the Super Smash tournament community. It's kind of mental, dude. And we've talked about it in our last episode about Nintendo possibly hosting events or tournaments for their Nintendo Live event this year. I mean, I don't believe that for a second. And it's because of things like this. It's like they feel kind of anti-consumer in a way.
Yeah.
But that's completely different to what Gary Bowser's done.
Right.
He's basically hacked the system and prevented Nintendo from making money on sales.
Yeah. That is damages right there.
Yeah.
What that is.
That is serious damage. You know what this reminds me of? And you might not even know this because there used to be people that would go into movies like Thursday, Friday night, like premieres, videotape it, and then upload the videos to the internet to sell.
It's crazy.
For like $10, something like that, instead of going and spend like
$10,
$15 huh? Yeah, VCR tapes, dude, back in the day. Crazy.
Yeah, then you're watching this terrible quality. Come on. Can't you barely hear the movie? Like what? What's the point, you know?
Exactly. And isn't Nintendo also going after like leakers and stuff on like through Discord?
Yeah.
There was a guy that leaked a couple of things for Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, they leaked like an art book for Tears of the Kingdom, and they're like, coming for everything you own, by the way. I don't know why you did that. It's like,
dude,
dang.
Is Nintendo a mob boss? Yo, like, I saw what you did to her, and just to let you know, we're watching you. It's like, what the heck does that mean, dude?
Oh man, Nintendo's scary, dude. Cannot lie.
Yeah, but they're good guys apparently. I don't know, man. Does this change? This is the question for you. Does this change your view of Nintendo as a company? Do you feel like they're justified? Do you feel like the guy had it coming? Do you feel like hey, maybe with Nintendo being so strict on like consumers and stuff like that, this is a little bit harsh.
I think in this case, it's a little more justified because we're talking about like illegal backups, like illegal games and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, it's definitely not good. I mean, there's also, and I personally don't know how easy it is to like go to like a BitTorrent and find like Nintendo games. If that's like, if
it's
there's even a
easy.
way you can download ISOs or something like that, trying to load them onto a disc. I don't know, or like load. I mean, it's not disc with a with a Switch, but um,
Cartridge, yeah.
yeah, it's like you'd have to like, I guess you'd have to jailbreak your Switch to even like remotely try and like load like stuff like this onto there. So yeah, it's a very interesting case. I think for this, obviously, to lose money, I'd say this is justified. I mean, like coming after someone for leaking an art book or something like that, I think that's a little kind of wild. I mean, it's the name of the game at this point. You have people that just leak out stuff. I mean, it comes with the territory, as bad as that sounds. Um, like trying to like sue someone for like a ton of money just for leaking something. It's kind of like, I don't know how justified that is. Granted, I think it's very. I personally think that's wrong. Like people shouldn't do that. There's been a lot of good games that have been ruined because of leaks. And then
It's true.
if there's a game like I want to play and it leaks out way ahead, I have to you know, I have to do the opposite of Where's Waldo on social media and just try and like dodge
That's a
stuff. Like,
fact, yeah. Like ban keywords and stuff or block them.
yeah, it's kind of wild, but yeah, it's very much a real thing. I think leaking wise, it's kind of like this I think is justified. I mean, you're losing money. Is it $10 million worth of damages? I don't know. I'm not Nintendo, so I have no way of knowing, but it seems very high. I don't know if you read this, but it said later on, he reportedly made $320,000 during his time at Team Executor. Um, yeah, I mean, he made a decent amount of money, I guess.
Yeah, let's add further context
Yeah.
from game developer. So they continue on with the article and it says for further context, Bowser reportedly made $320,000 during his time with Team Executor. Max Laurin, it's a French last name, so I'm
Goren,
not even gonna try.
Goren.
Laurin, I don't know.
That's
A
pretty
French
good.
citizen. Thanks. I went to Paris. Let's go. A French citizen who allegedly leads the group was the other man arrested with Bowser and said to have made the group millions in revenue. At the time of writing, Laurin has not been deported to the US to face charges. To fully pay off his agreement upon debt to Nintendo, Bowser will have to earn 40 million before taxes. Some outlets have done the math and come to the conclusion that the 53-year-old Bowser will likely spend the rest of his life paying Nintendo.
Wow, that's some context right there. I didn't know this man was 53. He's my father. What is
53.
that? Like,
He
this
said
dude could be
father.
my dad, man. Like, what is
It's
this?
Bowser the father, dude, man. What are you gonna do?
Oh, that's kind of crazy, bro. You
His
are.
last name's Bowser, dog.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of meant to be, huh? Like,
He was meant to be the villain.
but it's it's so true. But it's like, dude, it's like you're 53 and like you didn't think for a second, like you're grown, right? And you didn't think for 1 second of like, you know, I don't know if this is legal. Should we be doing this?
Oh, they
And
should
like,
definitely not be doing it. No.
and it's like you didn't think like, okay, well, I don't want to be 53 in jail, so yeah, I'll probably skip on this one. It's like if you're that smart to know how to do this stuff, your assets could be used elsewhere in a white hat territory. You know what I'm saying? It's like this seems very kind of gray hat, black hat, sort of like
Black Cat for
malicious.
sure.
Like,
It's so foolish, I think, to to mess with a company like Nintendo, but there's so much money in it too. It's like,
yeah,
you're tempted. Who knows what this guy's going through, what he's struggling with. But I
sure,
mean,
yeah,
at the end of the day, you did something illegal and you made money off of it. And Nintendo's gonna make an example out of you.
yeah,
That's basically what this is coming down to. They can't get the rest of the group because they're in a different country, but they know that they can just bring the hammer down on you.
yeah.
In the US, they're gonna do it. Easy.
Yeah, I mean, for real. I mean, he made 320,000. I can only imagine. I mean, they said millions in revenue. I can only imagine when everyone's getting paid, on that team. So
A lot. Well,
it's
here,
like, yeah,
let me ask you one thing. Okay, we're gonna end on this, all right? Would you rather spend the full 40 months in prison Prison, not jail, prison. Or would you rather try to spend $10 million, like pay them back, basically equating to 25 to 30% of your gross income after tax? Well, actually, it would be before tax, but it'd be pulled out and given to Nintendo, like right off the rip.
I mean, you could just commit another crime, go back to jail. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like at this rate, it's like, do I still owe stuff? I guess when I'm in jail. I don't know. It's oh, man. I mean, that's honestly a good question.
It's hard.
I don't know. Yeah, good question, Mike.
Well, I think he's a felon, so that makes it difficult to get a
Yeah.
job in the US. So at that point, I mean, just full commit, dude. You got to steal $10 million now and pay him back.
Why not, dude? The ultimate heist.